YouTube, it's Spider Paul going through comics again. Recently I went to the Little Giant old school comic show in Concord, New Hampshire, and let me tell you what happened. First thing I did when I got there, I went in and checked it with my boys, the Pressable Defects. Maddie Forge and Jay the Butcher were there. Guy was on vacation, pumping gas, hanging out in an alleyway, trying to show his Punishers to a kid for $1. I don't know where he was, but 2 of the 3 were there. So I went and checked in with them, gave them an idea of what I was going to be hunting for. Met Ben from CBSI and started digging around. Now the first thing I wanted to do, there was some books I had that I wanted to get signed. I knew Rich Woodall was going to be there, and I had just picked up his new book, Gods of Brutality, because it's got a metal rock and roller on the cover, and you know me, I'm a musician, had to do that. So I had Rich sign the book, and then Al Milgram was there. And if you saw my Terrificon video, you saw, I think it was a Spectacular Spider-Man, one of the old 90s 3D covers that he was an inker on, that I had him sign. When I got home, I was going through my ASMs, and I found 2 copies of ASM 290. And I thought, man, I should have brought those to Terrificon, because I have the direct edition and the newsstand. And I got Al to sign both of those. And he was a lot more talkative at the Little Giant show. It's a smaller show, it's a little more laid back. And he actually told me, if you notice on the direct, there's no box for a barcode or, you know, Spidey's head or a logo or anything like you would normally see, for instance, like on the She-Hulk. And he said he did that on purpose. He would specifically choose all white or all black and try to make it so there was nowhere for them to put the barcode box, because he hated the way it made his covers look. I thought that was kind of a cool story, and he signed both of those Spider-Mans for me. Now, also, if you saw the Terrificon video, you know I got some She-Hulk from Very Gary, because I like John Byrne, and I like the sense of humor in his run on the She-Hulk books. So digging through the boxes, I had 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I think I got a couple later issues in my long box. I have to check. But I wanted to get some more of them. So I found number 4, number 5, number 6, number 9 with some She-Hulk bondage going on, and I looked at number 50 and said, that cover is killer, the green foil. So I got number 50, and these were all short money books, so I added to my She-Hulk for under $10, which you gotta love that. The prices at Little Giant were great. The vendors were selling stuff for good prices. You didn't go broke buying stuff. And there was a lot of vendors there, and they all had great books. You could find pretty much anything you were looking for. And they had tons of vendors. Little Giant's booth is phenomenal. It's like 20 feet long of wall books and long boxes, and you can find anything you want. There's vendors there, and they're just there to sell books. So putting me in a place like that with my wallet is dangerous, because I'm going to immediately try to fill up as much of my Amazing Spider-Man run as I can. And I did. I got number 150. 157 with Doc Ock. Gotta love a Doc Ock cover. A really, really nice clean copy of 193. Then some books I hadn't seen, locally. Got 196, which has got a Kingpin cameo and the first appearance of Deb Whitman in a newsstand. And also got 197 with a great Kingpin cover on it. And we're getting up into the 200s. I was missing some stuff in the early 200s, so I found that. So, got 204, which is the third appearance of the Black Cat in a very fine / near mint. 212, the first Hydro Man. And that is a nice key. 239, the second appearance of Hobgoblin. And if you've seen the recent Spider-Man trailers for the new movie coming out, there's rumors that Ned Lee's going to be Hobgoblin, so that book ought to do pretty well. 244. 249. 273, which is a Secret Wars 2 tie-in with the Beyonder. Now, Ed, I'm ADD about my runs. I want to fill the holes to get the ones I'm missing. And it's been driving me bananas that I've been going back and been able to find stuff in the 200s, but I had a gap at 296 and 298. Well, I don't have a gap anymore. There's 296 with Doc Ock and a funky spider version of Spider-Man on the cover. And the book I spent the most money on, I've been missing 298, but no longer. This one needs probably a good press, but it wasn't in bad shape. And I wasn't going to let it slide through my fingers and spend years again looking for another copy of this. So I was really happy to grab that, even though it was not a cheap book. Actually, I was at one of the booths digging through boxes, and the vendor come up and he said, "Can I help you find anything?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm looking for Amazing Spider-Man 298. And he said, "Well, if it's not in the box," he said, "wait a minute, I got a box down here that I haven't gone through." He said, "Let me take a look." And he dug through the box and came up with that. So very, very happy to have that one. That was my big get, the one I was the most excited about from Little Giant. Now, my buddy Monkey Man Drummer showed up. He was in the area at a family get-together, and he said, "I'll meet you there. I'll be there about 3 o'clock." So I hung out, dug around, shot the breeze with people, and when he got there, we started looking around, and he was at a booth. He loves old key books, especially Avengers, Thor, and stuff like that. So he was at one booth with this older gentleman making deals on stuff, and he got the first appearance, either the first or the second appearance of the Vulture. And a copy. It was no cover, so it's probably a 0.5, but it's a key early issue of Amazing Spider-Man. So while he was there looking through stuff and making deals for things like that and some Avengers books he got, the guy comes up to me and he says, "Can I help you find anything?" And I said, "Yeah, man, I got almost a whole run of Web's Spider-Man." but I don't have number one. It starts at number two. I said, I really would like to find number one. So he says, oh, I got that. And he comes out and hands me a book, number one. So I said, thank you. I said, I'll take that one because I don't have that annual. I said, but that's the annual. I'm looking for the very first issue. He said, wait a sec. Dug around some more and found a newsstand version of Web of Spider-Man number one. That cover with the black suit is phenomenal. That's iconic. So those were my Spidey hits. I was pretty happy. Spent a little more than I planned, but not as much as I did the last time I was there, and get out with some nice stuff. So now my Amazing Spider-Man runs from, I think, issue 253 all the way to present with no gaps. Every book is in my collection. And my collection actually runs back earlier than that. My earliest issue was 107, but I've got gaps between 107 and 253. I'm finding those books as I can. The thing I'm running into now is I'm getting back into the older books, so that in order to go farther back, nothing's going to be in the dollar bins are real cheap. So I'm hunting and looking for prices and seeing what I can find. While I was there digging around and following Monkey Man and checking out what he got, the Butcher 105 from the Defects comes running up and he says, hey, go back to our booth. We got some stuff for you. And I said, back to your table? And he says, yeah. So I head back there and they had a drawing. They were giving away some books. And Ben from CBSI says, you won, man. And he had a bunch of books out on the table. And he said, you can pick any of these sets. Pick one set, whichever one you like. And he had some nice stuff. I've been doing Star Wars, reading the High Republic series. And they had a matching set. These are number 62 of 800. Number 4. And then, this is really sweet, 4, the Virgin variant. That's gorgeous. So that set's about $100. Thanks to the guys at CBSI, won it. And I usually don't win much of anything, but I got that. So it's getting towards the end of the day now. We can start to see people packing up and getting ready to get out. Monkey Man is looking around, and they had an artist there who had done these big murals, like what do you call it, mosaic, when they take all the pieces of stone and put them in and make a picture. And he does what's called shattered variants. It's, the company is Shattered Comics. So I was looking at the table, I said, man, those are really cool. And he said, yeah, he says, the Star Wars one is going really well. We've been moving a lot of those, and it's a cool cover. He says, I can give you a good price on it. So I got Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunter, the Boba Fett cover with the shattered variant. Then a shattered variant on the Hulk first appearance of Wolverine cover. And the one I really liked, because I didn't want to shell out the money that the guy that had the second print of this book at my buddy's shop, he wanted way too much money for probably what was a 3.0 second print of TMNT #1. So that's not an original book, but it is the shattered variant, which is very cool, and the original story's in. So I can read the first TMNT book, the Hulk book, and the Star Wars Bounty Hunter book, and have some pretty cool covers to display. So that was Little Giant. Oh, and at the end of everything, Matty Forge pulls me aside and he says, "Come behind the table, show us what you got." So check out the pressable defects. I'll put a link in the description. You may see me being interviewed and being a little bit of a smartass with my buddies, the defects. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon.